Hello students, I am Mrs. Tanushri, science teacher of St. Paul's High School, wishing you a very good morning. All my 6th standard students, I hope that all of you are fine, taking care of yourself, maintaining all the instructions given by the WHO, that is World Health Organization. I hope that all of you are washing your hands with soap or sanitizing your hands at regular intervals. You're wearing mask and maintaining social distance. Students, we are maintaining social distance. That is why we are under lockdown. And in this condition, it's not possible for us to go to school. That is why we are getting connected virtually in this way. In this virtual way only, we are going to start our next or the new academic year, that is 2020 to 2021. So students, today we are starting our science first session with a very interesting topic. The name of the topic is our skeletal system and the skin. This is the chapter 8th chapter in your textbook. If I ask you students that who protects your brain, you will give the answer, Miss, it is our skull. If I ask you who protects your heart, your lungs, you will give the answer, it is the rib cage. If I ask you how you can stand erect, you will tell me it is due to the presence of vertebral column. Students, all the answers, that is the skull, the rib cage and the backbone, all are the right answers. These all are actually part of a bony structure. What is the bony structure? That is the skeleton of our body. If we touch our body, we can feel that there is a hard bony structure present inside our body, and that is the skeleton. Today we will discuss about our skeletal system. Now, what is the definition of skeletal system? The system which provides a proper shape and also gives support and protects the inside all the delicate organs inside our body is called the skeletal system. So skeletal system, it gives that the shape of our body, it protects our body, it protects the delicate organs inside the body. Also, it gives support to the body. Now, these all that the bones present in the skeleton, that do you know that what are the component of that? The bones which are present in our body, what are the component of that bones? The bones have actually two types of components. How many types? Two types of components. One is biotic component and another one is abiotic component. Now all of you know, you are 6th standard students, you have learned the term biotic and abiotic. Biotic always related to living thing, abiotic is the non-living. So in the bone, the biotic or the living component is bone cell, and in the bone, abiotic or the non-living components are calcium carbonate, calcium phosphate, different other minerals, salts, etc. Calcium is a very important component of the bone. So we have discussed what are the components of the bones. That is, one is biotic component, one is abiotic component. Now, do you know students how many bones are there in our body? In human body, there are 206 bones present. Now these 206 bones cannot be of all same type. There are differences. So according to that, we divide the bones in our body into 4 types. So 4 types of bones are present in our body. What are the 4 types? The first one is that the flat bones. Flat bones example I am giving. See, if you touch here your skull, these are the flat bones. In the skull, the bones present, these are the flat bones. Even flat bones you can see in the sternum, which is present in the rib cage. Next one is small bones. Small bones are very, from the name you can understand, very small bones which are present in your fingers, in the toe. These all small bones are present. These you can give the example of small bones. Next one is irregular bones. Irregular, from these we can get that the shape is irregular. These bones we can give the examples from the backbone. In the backbone there are 33 bones are present. Each one is called vertebra. These vertebra we can give the example of irregular bones. Now next one is the longer bone. Do you know which is the strongest and longest bone in our body? It is our thigh bone or the femur. So these you can give the example of longer bone. So we have seen that the bones present in human body can be of 4 types. That is flat bones, small bones, irregular bones and long bones. Okay. Now the skeleton, when we are discussing the human skeleton, we have to know that human skeleton actually it has 2 parts. Human skeleton has 2 parts. One is called axial part, another one is called appendicular part. What is axial part? Axial part, it includes in these that what are the parts of the axial skeleton? Axial skeleton has, that is the skull, then it is the rib cage and the backbone. These all are the parts of the axial skeleton. In our skull, there are 22 bones are present. In the rib cage, there are 25 bones present. And in the vertebra and in our backbone, that is our spine, there are 33 bones are present. This is all about the axial skeleton. Now another part is appendicular skeleton. In the appendicular skeleton, there are that upper limbs and that the lower limbs. Upper limbs also we can tell the 4 limbs. 4 limbs or upper limbs actually are our hands. You know that our hands are also a combination of number of bones. Number of bones together form our hands. That is our upper limbs or the 4 limbs. And then it is our leg. Leg also have number of bones. So number of bones together forms our legs. That is the, you can say it is the lower limb or it is the hind limb. So what we have seen, that the human skeleton has 2 parts. One is axial skeleton. In this, skull, rib cage and the backbone included. And another one is appendicular skeleton. In these, our upper limbs and the lower limbs are included. Now students, with the help of a video clip, we will discuss these in details, and I hope after seeing this video, the concept of this skeleton system will be more clear to you. So let's see the video. Let's see our skeletal system. See human skeleton. You can see the structure. In this module, we will learn about the human skeleton. If you touch your body, your hands, your leg, your head, you can feel some bony hard structures are there. This is nothing but our skeleton, which is a bony structure made up of bones. See, the framework of bones that gives shape and support to the body is called the skeletal system. If there is no bones, our body will be a jelly. We can walk, you can do the work due to the this framework, which is skeletal system. Let's see the parts of the skeleton. First it is a skull, then backbone, rib cage and the limbs. Skull, which is your head. This skull is made up of bones of the head and the face. See, the lower jaw is only in the skull movable part, rest all are immovable. Here you can see the eye sockets, nasal sockets. Skull protects our soft brain from any kind of damage. This is our rib cage. Rib cage is made up of total 25 bones. This is a bony structure, protects our lungs and heart. You can feel it if you touch your chest. These are curvy bones, 12 pairs of ribs present in human being. See your backbone, ribs are joints to the backbones, and in the front it is the sternum. Next is the backbone. The backbone is also called spine. In the spine, total 33 bones are there. Each one is called vertebra. See, this each one is connected to each other, and then overall they form that all 33 bones join together to each other and form the spine or the backbone. Now the limbs, there are upper limbs or forelimbs and the lower limbs or the hind limbs. See the structure of our upper limbs or the forelimbs. This is our hands. There is the collarbone, shoulder bone. Here you can see the leg or the hind limbs. This is our leg. This is our pelvic bone, which gives support to the legs. What we have learned, the skeleton is a framework of bones that gives shape and support to the body. There are 4 parts of a skeleton. These are skull, ribs, spine and limbs. The skull is made up of bones of the head and face. The skull protects the brain from any damage. The rib cage is a bony structure present in the chest area. The ribs protects the internal organs like stomach, lungs. And the spine, arms and legs together make the limbs. The bones of the arms make the forelimb, while the Now students, we will discuss about the joints. Joints of the bones which are present in the skeleton. You know that 206 bones are there, and these all 206 bones together forms a single skeleton. That means they are joining to each other. There are a lot of joints, and that is why students, we can walk, we can talk, we can do the work and everything. So these joints are very, very important for us. Joints are there, that's why we are doing all our regular work. Now, these joints, first before that we will discuss that what is the definition of joints. Joints are the places where 2 or more than 2 bones are connected to each other. That is called the joints. Now these joints, according to that whether they can move or whether they cannot move, we can divide these joints into 2 groups. One is movable joint. In these movable joints, the joints we can move, like your hands, your legs, your elbow, knee, etc. Here the joints we can move. Another one is immovable joint. In the immovable joint, that the joints we cannot move them. I am telling you example on our skull, that overall our skull there are 22 bones are there. Except the lower jaw, no one bone we can move. These all are immovable joints. Now these all joints are immovable joints. So according to the bones, whether they can move or not, we can divide into two groups, that is movable joint and immovable joints. Now the bones which are moving, how they can move, based on that also we can divide the joints into mainly four groups. What are these four groups? First one is, what are the four groups means? Four joints. The name of the four joints are, first one is hinge joint, which we can see in our knees and elbows. Next one is the gliding joint, which we can see in our that ankles, our wrist there. Now third one is ball and socket joints, that is our shoulder joint, our hip joint. These are the examples. Another one is there which is called pivot joint. Pivot joint is what? Which we can see in our here neck, that the vertebral column where it joins to the skull, that joint is called the pivot joint. Due to the pivot joint, we can move our that head like sidewise or up and down like this. In your textbook, pivot joint is not discussed. The three types of joints given. Now these all joints with their all characteristics, now we will see that with the help of a video clip. In this video we will see the different kinds of joints and these joints, what are their characteristics, all we can see. Let's see the video. Body movements, type of joints. You know that the place where two bones meet is a joint. Wherever we can bend or twist our body, it is because of joint. We have joints in our neck, shoulder, elbow, waist, backbone, and many more that help us move. But all these joints don't move the same way. So all these joints are not the same. Look at how you can move your elbow. You can move it up and down only. Once your elbow is fully extended, you cannot extend it any further. It can only go back up to this position. That is the only movement that the elbow has. What else do you know in real life around you that moves like this? A door. A door can go as far as this to open. It cannot go beyond that. A door can go as far as this to close. It cannot go beyond that either. Is there a joint on the door too? To attach the door to the wall, we have to put in hinges in at least two places. Like at a door, just look at a door, you will be able to see a hinge joint there. The hinge is what attaches the door to the wall and lets it move. The hinge allows only one kind of movement, back and forth. The elbow joint is similar to the hinge joint. What else moves like that? The knee. The knee can also move back and forth only. So the knee joint is also a hinge joint. What else do you have hinge joints? Think. You have smaller hinge joints in your fingers and toes. You know one more movement that the elbow has. You can rotate it in a half circle. How come? There are two bones in the arm which slide over each other. The bone is called radius and this bone is called ulna. There are two bones in the arm which slide over each other. You can see that. You can see that they can slide over each other. There is a lot more going on in the joints that you will learn more details as you get older. What did you just learn? Hinge joint allows only one kind of movement only, The hinge joint is similar to a door hinge. Elbow, knee, finger joints are hinge joints. Look at how your neck moves. It can move forwards and backwards. It can move from left to right. It can move from side to side. So the neck can rotate properly. This is because it has a different kind of joint. In fact, there are many different joints in the neck. Let's see what they are. Look at the bones in the neck. There are 7 bones. They are called cervical bones. Doctor have given them numbers. Due to these, the neck gets different movement. We know that the neck rotates. We are talking about the side to side movement of our head. C1 and C2 helps in the neck rotation. These 2 bones together form the pivot joint. Let's see how. C1 acts like the outer ring. Now we need something that goes inside the ring so it can be a pivot joint. Look at the pointy thing on C2. When C1 and C2 come together, this is what it looked like. Now you can see how it looks like a pivot joint. What about the other movements of the neck? C3, C2, C7 helps with other movements of the neck. What are they? Because of the joints in C3 to C7, you can look up, down to touch your chin to your chest. All these bones, C1 to C7, are parts of the vertebral column. What did you just learn? Pivot joints allow rotational movement. In a pivot joint, a cylindrical bone rotates in a ring. The first 2 bones of the neck form a pivot joint. How can move your shoulder? You can move it up and down, side to side, or all around in a circle. This is a different kind of joint called the ball and socket joint. This is ball and this one is socket. By staying inside the socket, the ball can move up and down, side to side, or round and round. This is a different kind of joint called the ball and socket joint. The shoulder joint is like this. Let's see what is what here. Collarbone, this is shoulder bone, this is arm bone. Where is the shoulder joint? The end of the arm bone has a ball. The part where it joins the shoulder blade has a socket. This is the shoulder. This is the shoulder joint. You can imagine the ball and socket in a better way now. Can you guess what happens when people dislocate their shoulders? This is the normal condition where the ball is in the socket. When the ball comes out of the socket, we call it a dislocation. See, it pains a lot if there is a dislocation, and doctors can pull the arm around carefully and pop the ball back into the socket when this happens. It's called reduction. The hip joint is a ball and socket joint too. Can you make out where the joint is? Look at the separated hip joint. You can see the ball and the socket. This is the hip joint with the ball in the socket. A nasty fall on the hip can dislocate the hip bone as the ball can come out of the socket. So you can see the dislocated part. We can get it to the X-ray. We come to know that through the X-ray. Surgeons can try and fix it by rotating the leg carefully. Now see what did we just learn. Ball and socket joints allow movement in all directions. The rounded end of one bone fits into the cavity of the other bone. Our body contains several different kinds of joints. We studied 3 kinds of joints: hinge joints, pivotal joints, ball and socket joints.